This is Senator Camera Bartolotta, and welcome to Focus on the 46th. This show is extra special. It's fair season.
They're all important. Small fairs, large fairs, medium size. We all share the same goal, to make you come to the fair and take a memory home.
It's the preservation education to the public, and I think that's what the fair does, because sometimes in today's world we kind of get away from what agriculture is, and by us being there and exhibiting animals and baked goods and all the different assets and facets of the fair, it kind of educates that younger generation.
In southwestern Pennsylvania, in my district, we have 4 fairs. We're going to talk all about them and learn everything we can about how great they are for the community, the family, and the economy. We are with the king of ag, actually. I promoted you.
Thank you.
Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary Redding, and we're going to ask him some great questions about what these fairs do for our economy. You know what? We're getting a little bit of a suntan out here. It's summer, and we all know what the heck that means, right?
It's fair season.
It's fair season.
Yes.
So, tell me, there are 4 different fairs in my district, and we'll be talking about that all throughout the show. But can you tell me a little bit about what do fairs do to the local economy where those fairs are in those counties? Can you share that with me?
Yeah, so first of all, congratulations on 4 fairs, right? So you've got 4 in the season, so at least have fun 4 times.
That's right,
this
from
summer.
July through September.
All the way through.
Lots to do.
Yeah, but I often say in Pennsylvania, there's a great tradition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have 109 fairs across the state of Pennsylvania. And each one of them described as this little sort of patch of a quilt. Right, and you stitch them all together, and you get this beautiful sort of mosaic of Pennsylvania. That each one of them has their identity, right?
Right.
But you stitch them together, you get Pennsylvania fairs across the state, and it makes this great sort of the symbolism of it, just because it's Pennsylvania and a quilt, but it's also the uniqueness of each one. And then you start looking at what they do, and you can define that a lot of ways. Right, certainly the economic impact of what the fairs, but economics to me are almost secondary to the pride.
Yeah.
Right, of what's there, and the community feel,
family
and the sense
tradition and generational, all 3.
Yeah, and there's a long storied history with every one. And there's this great showcase for us. There's economic importance. It's a chance to sort of bring the community together. So a lot of benefits.
Right. So we celebrate agriculture and all the 4-H kids and the FFA kids who've just they grew up with ag.
Yeah.
You grew up with ag too. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I say that agriculture is one of these unique to me, not just as secretary, but it's something really important. It's part of my past, and I feel very lucky to have been one of those ag kids, that grew up on a farm and all of the traditions that come with it. But it gave me a chance to sort of show at the county fair, show at the farm show, have animals. I wasn't in the 4-H, but I was in the FFA organization.
Right.
But I married a 4-Her, so we feel like we've got it both.
It's a mixed family.
It is.
So that's good.
It's a mixed marriage, so we got them both there, right? But she's also in agriculture, so we put them. But that's all part of what's at the fairs, right? I mean, everybody's got their tradition. So when I go, it's amazing the stories. You're looking at contemporary time, but everybody there has got a story.
Exactly. Well, they call it a fair family, too.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. All of these folks that come together at fair time, and they live at the fairgrounds, and they bring animals, and they bring produce, and they
crockpots.
Crockpots, yes. And it's really a wonderful experience, not just for those people who go and enjoy the fair, during the day, but all of those people who bring in all of their animals, and they get together again, and it really is a tight-knit family. They care about each other, and their kids grow up together.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful experience all the way around.
Yeah, they're all first cousins, right? Everybody's related.
Might as well be. Yeah,
in that community, it's a
support each other a lot.
It's a great community.
Yeah.
So you see the traditions, you see the families, you get a chance to really. There's all the kids are on stage, in the show rings or in the 4-H exhibits or
and they learn how to present themselves and how to articulate and how to really, be out there. And they learn discipline and commitment. I mean, it's tough when you're raising an animal for a fair. a lot of those kids sleep in the stalls with their cows and their pigs. It's adorable.
Yeah.
It really is. So tell me how the department helps with all of the fairs, all the different county fairs. Tell me how that works.
Yeah, so again, it's part tradition. You know, if you think back through Pennsylvania's history, the agrarian society, you know, those local community fairs were part of the, you know, agricultural activities, and you know, from there it grew to, you know, being involved in food safety and in the animal care, and there was fireworks, and then there was this, and there were rides. So we have a direct impact, you know, through the Pennsylvania Agricultural Fair Fund, right? And that's the fund that you support through the appropriation of $4 million. So we supply that to all.
Trying to keep that in or raise it a little bit anytime we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, we see the leveraging effect of that $4 million, but that goes to all 109 fairs, and it covers most of the operating expenses to help offset some of those costs. Knowing that most of these folks are volunteers, I mean, they're community organizations, and we do some capital project work, and of course the youth organizations, FFA, 4-H, all supported out of the $4 million. So that's a direct role. Then we oversee the fair fund and support them. The fairs are sort of a stage for the department, though, to talk about our PA Preferred campaign, right? We're marketing.
What is that for some people who don't know?
Yeah,
what is PA Preferred?
PA Preferred is the Commonwealth Agriculture's sort of signature marketing initiative.
It's the brand. It's a brand on anything that's grown or raised in Pennsylvania.
It's the Good Housekeeping Seal of approval.
I like that a lot.
Right. You see that, you know, it's 100% Pennsylvania.
Right.
There's no guessing whether it came from another state or where it came. It's 100% Pennsylvania. But that's you know, promoted at the fairs. You know, we work a lot with our some of the hot topic issues like our spotted lanternfly.
Right, that's a big issue this year.
It's a huge issue. The high path avian influenza a couple of years ago. You know, so we try to use the community forums to teach and to educate as well. So that's a piece. Then we've got these external responsibilities, making sure the food's safe and working with all the ride operators. It's all part of ag. So you put all that together, we have a significant role with the fairs. A very proud one.
And again, how many fairs across Pennsylvania?
109.
109. In District 46, we have 4 of them. You can enjoy a county fair or local fair from July until September. So there's no excuse at all not to get out to a fair and support your community, your local economy, and support ag. Because after all, if you ate today, thank a farmer.
It's that simple. Right? They get a chance to at the fairs. I mean, you sort of see your community, and as I said often, you know, if you want to see Pennsylvania, go to the fair.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Right?
And you know, fried Oreos aren't so bad either.
With a milkshake. Okay?
Yes.
You have to have the milkshake.
You gotta have the milkshake. And it all culminates at the farm show. So all these kids that win all of these different contests and things like that all throughout their local fairs, everybody, those winners end up at the farm show. And they have phenomenal scholarships for a lot of these kids who dedicate a lot of time to doing what they do. So that's another big deal too. And we already did a great show about the farm show, but I'd love to do one again.
That's a good reminder, right? Because we forget about how that sort of is a farm team, right? So all of those fairs, and you get your blue ribbon winners, right, in the apple pie and baking and 4-H and animals, and it culminates at the farm show. It's another great reason, and they're connected, right? Our fairs and farm shows. It's a good reminder.
It's a wonderful Pennsylvania experience. So thanks again. It was great.
Great to see you. Pleasure. We'll see you at the fair.
You bet.
Thank you.
See you at the fair.
The fair was organized in 1865, and our family has been involved in the fair ever since it was organized. And my granddad was president in the early 20s, and he died of ruptured appendix on the way to the hospital. And so his brother took over then, and he ran the fair for a few years. But there's been other relatives ahead of me, and you know, it seems like we just are dedicated to it. It's the only thing west of Waynesburg in the county for the people in that community. And an awful lot of people are poor people, and they consider that their vacation, a lot of them. And that's a big thing we have done. Now, 4 or 5 years ago, when money was tight, we quit charging at the main gate. quit charging admission and let them in, everybody in free, so the kids could all get there. And older people was complaining about, we had to pay one price before that, but they were complaining because they had to pay to get in to get a sandwich and stuff. And they like to set up under our trees and stuff. So what we decided to do was to get sponsors, many sponsors we could, and then we charged to get into the arena and so far we've been able to keep our heads above the water. So for one thing, our fairgrounds, if you haven't been there, is a hilltop fair, and we have about 60 acres there total. But we've made our grandstands with the grade of the hill, so you can't fall out of the grandstand, you know. And we have a nice livestock show there, and our home and garden center is as nice as any, you know. And then with the midway stage that we have singing on every night, there's no charge for it, or a band, you know. And then we also have something going in the large arena every night, and we have drag races on Tuesday night, and Wednesday night we have motocross. Thursday night we have truck and tractor pull, and Friday and Saturday night we're going to have a rodeo there. So we have something there every night too. The kids, we have all kinds of rides. Lamb Amusement has the nicest ride around, and we have I think it's 11 rides he brings. And then we have bucking bull. Them little guys love to get on it, and of course they can throw them off if they want to, but they have a different level for them, and if you're 8 years old, they go to that level, and then they keep track of it, and if they ride every night, they get a trophy for it. But this year in our rodeo, we're going to have kids rodeos where they're going to be riding, mutton busting, and going to be calf wrestling. And the big thing with the fair is a big reunion. It's all, you know, it draws people in from, we're 3 or 4 miles from West Virginia, and we draw people from 20 miles over in West Virginia there. We can just see a stream of traffic coming that way. Plus, we're 20 miles from the Greene County Fair, and same way at the West Delic Fair. So we're drawn from the edge of theirs to us too. And but the big thing is it's a lot of relatives, and the school kids get a chance to join together. There's 5 schools in the county, and they get to join together on a lot of things and just show their talents and stuff. A lot of them comes to home and garden, and then we have 4-H exhibits in there, so they get to compete against each other. And I'll tell you another thing about our fair. We're isolated out there. People come there and just turn their kids loose, and there's somebody just watches all the time, and we don't have a problem up there at all. This is 153rd. It was established in 1865, and our slogan is, and has been, you can't die happy till you go to Jacktown Fair.
The Greene County Fair is wonderful. It is over 137 years old. It is a director board of 9, and we feel that we have one of the best fairs, and we love to have people come from all over, young and old, bring their livestock, bring their baked goods, just come and have a great time. You know, if you want to have an adventure, you got to enjoy the ride, and we think that we have the ticket for you. You can expect to see demolition derby, truck and tractor pulls, farm stock pulls. You can see livestock shows, morning, night, 4-H, open, home and garden. You can see baked goods, apple pie contest, angel food cake contest, brownies, chocolate cake. There's just so much to do. The rides, the cotton candy, the candied apples, the smell, the people, old and young, friends new and old. Memories are made at fairs. That's what we want you to do. We want you to come and enjoy the fair and make your memory. Where do you get the food that you eat? Where do you get the clothes that you wear? It all comes from agriculture, #1 industry in Pennsylvania. All fairs are small green business fairs, and it has to be run like a business. It is agriculture. We want to promote agriculture, make it the one thing you can't miss for this year's vacation. Our economy thrives when the fair comes because we bring them from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Our judges, our exhibitors come from different counties. We share exhibitors starting with Jacktown Fair, going through clear to Westmoreland Fair. We share commercial exhibitors, we share livestock exhibitors, we share people that just like to go to the fair. They are fair goers, they are professional fair people. It's $8 at our gate. That includes the rides, that includes the grandstand, that includes all the shows that we put on, that includes everything on our fairgrounds for $8. It's pay one price. Come in and enjoy the ride. Our fair is having free monster truck rides for the kids from 5 o'clock to 10 p.m. every day, Monday through Saturday, every day, monster truck rides. And this is a ride truck that you don't sit and face the other person, you look out, so it's like you're driving this monster truck, and it's wonderful. The kids love it. We had it last year, we're having it back again this year. We're also having an extra demolition derby this year, which is fantastic because some of our fairs don't get the response that a lot of them get. So we decided to do a second demolition derby. It's a hit with all of our fair goers. And of course the truck and tractor pulls that we have, and we feel that we have the best as everybody else feels that their fair is the best.
We're located in southwestern Pennsylvania, right on the West Virginia border. And our fair borders West Virginia, and we get a lot of people from West Virginia come to the fair. So, and this year will be 112th fair. The whole town just comes together. Our slogan is the week the world stops. That's the West Elliott Fair. Entertainment, there's tractor pulls, demolition derbies, and stuff like that. And at the cattle barn, there's cattle, and the 4-H kids have market lambs and steers and pigs, and our market's a really big thing for the kids. It's Shaw Amusement from Baltimore, Maryland. They come, and they're the only amusement company they play in Pennsylvania, so we're lucky there. So it's hard to get amusement to come in for a small fair, but we've been pretty lucky. They've been there about 10 years now, and they do a really good job and get a lot of comments on the rides and everything. So, well, it's just kind of a big reunion. People don't see each other till they come to the fair next year and see each other. In the halls, in honor of the people that have passed away, they build benches, and they put their names on the benches, and then there's probably 25 of them in there, and people sit on them and talk to each other. And we don't have a great big fair, probably 15 or 18,000 come to the fair, something like that. So just a big reunion. Something they look forward to it all year long, and they go to the fair. People even have weddings at the fair. Yeah. It's pretty neat to have a wedding at the fair, and then they have receptions at the fair, and they have reunions at the fair, and people just go to the fair to do things. It starts on Labor Day every year. It's the same date every year. Oh yeah, I had a local guy to start a fireworks business, so he really puts on a good fireworks, probably a good half hour of fireworks, and then people really like that. One thing that's really important, they bring all the second graders from the McGuffey School District. There's about between 200 and 300 of them come to the fair, and they have 4-H set up stands in the FFA. They show the kids how they milk a cow and how they raise grain, and how they have scales set up there, how they weigh everything, and it's just really neat. I think then the kids go home and tell their parents about they've been to the fair, and they want to go back and see the animals and stuff, and I think that helps out a lot, and kids are really excited about that. Well, we put up a new eating facility about 5 years ago, and that was a big addition to the fair. It's 80 feet long and I think 40 feet wide, and we have about 40 picnic tables in there, and it's always full. Local people have their food stands there. The ball teams, they have a milkshake stand, and people really love the milkshakes. And then the fire department has a stand, and 4-H groups have stands, and one church group has a stand. And then, like you say, they want to come and see each other. And most of the people come, their kids or grandkids have animals at the fair, and they want to come and watch that. And as they have a big derby, 2 nights of derby, and they have family that runs the cars, and they always want to see that. And motocross, little kids on motorcycles, so that's pretty neat. Just seems like they can get away from the hustle and bustle of everything. You just get to the fair and relax, and see your friends, you can talk to friends, make new friends, and just a good place to go.
The Washington County Fair has come a long way since the first one held in October of 1798. So we had, at that time, there was roughly 55 head of entries, which were all animals. And today we've grown to be about, in 2015, we had just shy of 11,000 entries. And now those entries are not only livestock, but we have baked goods, we have like home craft things, 4-H and vocational, FFA. So we have a real broad spectrum now compared to what we started with over 200 some years ago now. So it has really grown, and we went from just animals to, we have all different kinds of shows, carnivals, entertainment, major and minor entertainments. So we've got quite a few things happening that week for us down there. Our fair dates this year, August 11th through the 18th, and we are located right on North Main Street in Washington there. We run 8 days, Saturday to Saturday. The first Saturday we try to kick it off with something big this year, like we're having the clerks come in and play for us. And the last Saturday we're going to round it out with an old favorite, bring back the mud bog, which we haven't had in several years there. It is where we build a great big mud pit, and we have run what you brung all the way up to the more professional guys who come in and they try to make it across this pit of mud as fast as they can. So it's been years since I've seen it, so I'm hoping it becomes a very popular thing for us this year. For the kids, we have the petting zoo, which has always been a popular thing. We have I forget the exact name, but he's kind of like a barnyard clown type rodeo guy that kind of circulates through the crowd, and he takes care of making the kids laugh. He does funny little shows, balloon artist type things like that. There's always something for the kids to do, whether it's a little free show. We have a glass blower this year that does glass blowing demonstrations, and we hold an auction. I think we have 2 auctions scheduled throughout the week to kind of auction off these little figurines that he does blow for us. And the kids, it's kind of interactive with them because they can stretch the glass and things like that. So it's become kind of a neat thing for us. We do have a carnival rides down there with a midway with games and such for the kids, and we have a new carnival this year, so we're excited to see how that goes for us, and they're coming in to do us a nice show. The food is a big thing. We have your your run-of-the-mill stuff, and then we also have deep fried Oreos, funnel cakes, the hot sausage is an all-time favorite. Some of the churches have some booths there. Some local restaurants have come in, pizza shops, and the 4-H kids have their dairy bar as their fundraiser. They do milkshakes and ice cream and things like that. It's the friendships you make, the fellowship of everybody there. It's kind of like that week that you go there, you bring your best, you show your best. It's a good time competing among your friends, and you put on your best for the community, show them what agriculture is, show them what goes on in agriculture. They know where the food's coming from. It's a nice thing to do, and kind of bring your best that you've worked on all year and show it off to the community and things like that.
Thank you so much for being right here on Focus on the 46th, and for learning more about our great fairs in the district: the West Alexander Fair, the Jacktown Fair, Washington County Fair, and the Greene County Fair. These are just 4 of over 100 that are available in the Commonwealth, but we think they're extra special right here in our little corner of Pennsylvania, and I certainly hope to see you at the fair.